If listening to slightly above average Premier League predictions and tips and general football insight from one presenter containing way too much Brentford bias and a second one who's lost 78.6% of his voice is your thing, then you've come to the right place. This is the Stakehouse Game Week episode 4. I'm Kermit the Frog, and
Kermit
I'm joined once again by my co-pilot Lucas Damsgaard. Sorry, Lucas Dzinski.
the...
How are you, mate? How's your week been?
Yeah, good. I think that was the best intro you've had, to be honest. Yeah, it was good. I'm looking forward to this weekend, being away on a holiday all of last week. So recharge my batteries, ready to start the season. Betting, as I said, first few weeks I don't bet, but this week I've gone in.
I mean, you've got more splinters in your backside than is possible to count, right? So to have you getting off the fence is amazing. Our entire listenership is incredibly chuffed. You look refreshed for the holiday, mate. That's good. I was in Lisbon last week at an industry event, which presented insane networking and content opportunities. So, hence the croaky voice. And shout out to those guys, whoever runs that show, because they're doing a phenomenal job. Anyway, without further ado, let's crack on with what we're here for and talk about Premier League Game Week 4. Our early kickoff tomorrow is a barnstormer. It's the Merseyside derby. What have you got?
I mean, I got the model as Liverpool being by far the better team, but I feel like these Merseyside games and just like really, really big derbies, anything can happen. Liverpool haven't been great this season as well, to be honest. They've been getting quite lucky winning games quite late on. Burnley as well, like the handball. I mean, yeah, they dominated the game in terms of XG, right? Created a lot of chances, but couldn't put anything away.
Yeah.
And got really lucky to get that penalty. It was just like a big error from the Burnley defender, and obviously Salah steps up and just smashes it in the top bins. Saying this, I think Liverpool will win this. I don't have an official bet. I think it'll be like a 2-1 Liverpool win.
Okay. I mean, they're still papering over the cracks, right? I mean, they've won every game by one goal well, actually, almost every game by one goal margin, and they've relied on, I think it's 83rd minute and onwards for when they find a winner. So hats off to their mentality. They're finding ways to get it done, even while not playing at their best. But that luck can only keep you going for so long, and they're due a bad result. Everton going forward, Grealish looks a revelation in an Everton shirt. He's got a new lease of life. And Dye looks a quality player as well. I think they've got options in attacking areas, and I think this game will be high scoring. I still don't fully trust Liverpool with the way that they've started the season.
Yeah,
And I said last week I wanted to get a different club on side. I was just put off by the fact that they were playing Burnley last week, and you
nearly
still could
came
have
in. Nearly came
near,
in.
nearly did,
Well,
and you still could
Burnley
have
plus 1.5.
would have landed, would have copped. This game, I think there's the opportunity to go even more rogue here. So I want to go on Everton outright, but I think we can also throw both teams to score into that mix as well, because I'm predicting a high scoring game. So on the exchange, you can get Everton to win and both teams to score at 13. And I think, look, of course it's a long shot, but we
10
haven't had enough.
points.
No, just the one. But we haven't had enough long shots on the show this season so far, and who doesn't love one? So Everton to win
Okay,
and both teams to score.
rogue.
I think they will be competitive, and I think there will be goals. And I think that Everton are slightly underpriced in the market. So that's my
Yeah,
first
look,
pick
I
of
can
it.
see, look, I can see Everton getting a draw, but I can't see them getting a win. But let's see what happens.
Let's see. All right, the second game we have got Brighton versus Tottenham, and my spidey senses tell me you want to take the lead.
Yeah, I don't mind. I feel like Tottenham have been a bit underwhelming this season. Obviously, new manager coming in, Frank. Rest in peace. But but yeah, like midweek, they played at home, Champions League. Pretty awful game. They created hardly any XG. I think it was like point 0.6 in the end, and the goal they scored was basically a massive own goal anyway. So they got quite fortunate to win that. Before that, like obviously they didn't get any good results against Bournemouth at home again. Like they created like hardly any XG. I feel like look, it's going to take a bit of time for Frank to kind of like get that team going. And I feel like Brighton, despite not scoring that many goals in some games, like underperforming some of the XG, I feel like they've been quite good, especially against City at home, playing on a break and stuff like that. So I'm finally so-called getting on the fence, even though I wouldn't say it was getting off the fence, because I did say straight away I'm not betting. Not like I'm in an iron like you. I want to back Brighton minus a quarter. So basically what that means is if there's a draw, you get your half your money back, so a bit of insurance. So yeah, I expect Brighton to win this game at home.
Do you think that, I mean, you look at Spurs, and we were obviously raving about Frank a few weeks ago, right, with the start that he's made. Is there a possibility that we have to chalk a percentage of that down to new manager bounce? And now, as games continue and he gets more accustomed, if you like, to the Spurs way and what he's actually got at his disposal, that it's actually clear that it's actually going to be a longer process and it's not just
I
a
mean,
magic formula he's clicked his fingers with.
yeah, I mean the whole new manager bounce stuff is obviously. I mean, there's obviously some truth in it, but it's something in between, right? Like you have to look at a long period of games, right? And I feel like Frank needs a lot more games to kind of get the team going, especially the way they were playing under Ange was like, I mean, it was tactics, right? Nowhere seen before. So yeah, you got to give him obviously a bit more time.
Yeah, okay, fair. For me, I don't have anything official on it. I'm following your tips myself, of course. But I can absolutely understand the reasoning and meaning behind this one. And I thought Brighton were unreal at home against City, and it seems to me that Brighton are going to be quite polarised. I think they're going to be a much better side at home than they are away this season, which is something else to bear in mind. Let's move on to Burnley versus Forest. I can start with this one because I have another official tip. Um, you see it so often, right, year after year, where a promoted side puts up an incredible fight in a game that they're not expected to get anything from. And Burnley matched Liverpool for large parts of that game. I watched it, and their spirit, their togetherness, it was absolutely brilliant. And then, of course, they got let down by just an absolute brain freeze at the end. But you see it so often when they put so much into something and then it's heartbreak at the end that when it comes to the next game, a game where really they should be eyeballing to get points from, there is a knock-on effect. And you almost think they should have sacrificed the Liverpool one and knowing that it was going to be difficult to get points there and put all of their eggs in the Forest basket. They haven't
I
really
think they
done.
did, didn't they?
No, not really. I mean, well, they give Liverpool everything. I say, as they were always going to give it everything, but
Yeah.
you just see it so often. A team acquits themselves, like a newly promoted team acquits themselves so
Yeah.
well in a game like Liverpool, where the pressure's off because everyone
Yeah, look,
expects them to get
but they got a
stuffed.
whole week. They got a whole week to prepare. I don't think they need to
I
like
think it's
rest
more.
players.
I think it's more of a mentality thing than a physical thing. I think mentally going into playing Liverpool, I think players are going to be like, "There's no pressure here. We're not expected to get anything. Let's just have a go." And that's
No,
what
I
Burnley
reckon
clearly did.
they'll be revving up for Forest. Smash
I'm
up the
not. I'm not
gang.
saying. I'm
Not
not
be.
saying they won't be revved
Yeah.
up, but I just think this game carries significant more pressure for Burnley. If Burnley want to stay up, they need to be getting
I
a
mean,
result.
this is a great time to play Forest. Like
Like
hundred
they
percent.
need to get a result against Forest. I'm not going the way you think I'm going here. If Burnley need to stay up, they need to be getting results at home to Forest in games like this. And now the pressure is really on Burnley in this game. With Forest, Ange has had a week now. Ange's style is to go for the jugular. I don't think it'll work in a lot of games, but when you look player for player, Forest, while I agree they'll struggle this season, are on a different planet in comparison to what they have versus what Burnley have. A lot of people are saying that the promoted teams are going to do better this season. I haven't really seen enough evidence to agree with that. And to get Notts Forest the odds against here, I've managed to get them at 2.26. I think it's a fair price. I think Forest will go there and win. So I have this down as a Forest win as an official tip.
All right.
Anything you model? Does your model stack up with it?
I mean, I think it's going to be quite a tight game. I think it's going to be a draw.
Okay. West Ham versus Palace. Is this Graham Potter's last game in the West Ham dugout?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be right. I feel like I think the fans have hated him since he's come in. To be honest, I don't think any fans like him. Palace have been like really good. I told you. Well, you've tipped them to go down, and I've said they could be a top six contender, right? And I still stand by it. Maybe it might change when the Europe starts, and they might start.
I I definitely disagree with that. My prediction for them to go down looks silly, but no way are they getting near the top six. Absolutely no way.
Well, bear in mind you said United get top six, right? So there we go. Uh,
Yeah, go
yeah.
on,
Anyway,
carry on.
yeah. I mean, look, um, I'm really bullish on Palace. I'm official tip here. I'm backing Palace minus a quarter again. So it's a draw. Half your money back. I expect Palace to win this. Wharton's back from injury as well. He's such an important player for them. Pino as well, the new signing they had, looks pretty good. They should have quite comfortably beat Sunderland, the chances they created, to be honest. They were quite fortunate to draw that game. And look, West Ham is just West Ham, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite as hot on this one as your first one, as I've said, but I can understand the rationale and the reasoning. I'm just a bit wary of West Ham. I do think there's firepower there with the likes of Paquetá, the likes of Bowen, the likes of Callum. I don't know why Callum Wilson isn't starting for them. He looked really good when he came on away at Forest, and he didn't play last game from the start, so it was confusing. Maybe it's fitness, I don't know, but I think West Ham have a lot of firepower still, and I think they're going to be a very unpredictable side. I think it's
All
going to
right,
be
we'll
a
see.
really tough call. Let's talk about Wolves versus Leeds. For me, it looks pretty dire. I don't think this will be an entertaining game at all. I think this is a relegation six-pointer, actually, so it's a very important game. If I was going to go anyway, I'd be encouraging people towards unders because I think neither of these teams have got stacks of goals in them, and whoever goes 1-0 up, the onus would be on them to sit on that rather than push on for a second. So it's hard to call either way. I wouldn't be surprised if it finishes goalless. But if you wanted a tip, it's not an official one, but I wouldn't put people off leaning towards under 1.5 goals in this game. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, is it even on TV? It's not, right? I
I
mean,
hope not.
yeah, I just had a look. Is it on TV? No, it's not. Wow. Okay, good. Yeah, look, I got nothing much in between these two teams. I feel like it's 1-0, 1-1, like whichever way. I'm not really fussed. It's not
What
a
does the
game I'm
mo-
going to be checking the result for.
what does the model say?
Yeah, it's
Is
like
it
basically a draw. Like not
okay?
much between the teams.
Okay, great. Let's talk about a
And
big game coming.
if you look at the market prices, they're really tight. So like it's 2.8 Wolves draws 3.2, and then literally 2.77 Leeds win. So it's like
I
not
actually
much
looked in
between.
the exchange this morning, and both sides on the exchange, when I looked, it might have changed since, but both sides were exactly 2.88.
Yeah,
So it's
so
like it might, if you're looking at a little draw Zaka, which some people out there, then this is a great shot for it
this
as
is
well.
probably a banker of the weekend. Maybe that should be an official
Banker
tip.
draw.
Just a draw, 3.2.
Yeah, maybe even suss out the nil-nil correct score on the exchange. It might be a nice price. Let's talk about United, Chelsea. I'm going to start because I've got to talk. Just Amarin. I know I talk a lot about United on this show, so I'm going to keep it brief. But I mean, I text you right a few days ago, and I said I'm at the point now. I've backed Amarin a lot. I'm now officially
Love it.
Amarin out.
Probably about
Right?
5 months too late, right? But
Maybe, right? But just a couple of reasons very quickly as to why. I mean, when we appointed Amrim, there's so much talk that we're swapping and chopping and changing too much. We really, really, really did want this to work, and that's why maybe he's been given more time and more, and I've given him that extra 5 months because, like all United fans, I did see this as a potential long route forward. Um, but the system is never going to work. It just isn't, right? The three at the back doesn't work, and we're still leaving huge gaps anyway. But when you're sacrificing a midfield player, and you're having a two such as Bruno Fernandes, who just doesn't want to do the defensive side and isn't programmed to do the defensive side, Casemiro and Ugarte, who just get dribble past for fun. The system cannot work with the midfield players at our disposal. The number sixes, it just cannot work. And at some point, a manager has to have the flexibility to deviate from that. He is just refusing to. That's a big one. The second big one is the players. I was trying to think to myself, which players has Amorim improved at United? I can't think of a
Onana?
single.
No, he's gone to Turkey and he's had an amazing game, right?
But that's the
Hoyland as well. He's gone to Napoli. He's been doing well.
but that's the point. They've improved as soon as they've gone
Yeah,
away.
exactly. He's
So
improved
yeah,
them.
right, well, yeah, whatever way you want. I'm preferring to focus on players he's improved in the United shirt right now, and ultimately there isn't. I can't think of one. I really, really can't. And when you look at players that have taken a step back, I think you can look around and find plenty. Harry Maguire is maybe the only one he's actually improved.
Yeah, but he hasn't.
He's
He doesn't even start him. He
exactly
lumps
so.
him on when they're 1-0 down against Grimsby.
Yeah, no one plays him up front half the time. Anyway, I can't think of a single player he's improved, so that doesn't bode well for him. And then the final thing, I still can't get past his comments after Grimsby, and then the weekend after when he's talking about the fact he's saying things like, one minute I feel like I'm going to be here forever, the next I feel like I might not want to be here. We need his honesty is called refreshing in some quarters, and maybe it is, but for me, whether you're honest or not, you have to bleed the club if you're going to manage him. And if you don't bleed the club, then it's just not going to work. So let's stop all wasting our time. And I think it's pretty evident he wants his payoff. Moving on, in terms of the game, I do have an official tip. I think that United will obviously want to see a reaction. We know how important this game is. They'll flood forward. And I think against Chelsea, it looks stacked. They've got Cole Palmer back. He's fit.
Yeah,
He's been past fit. I just think Chelsea at 2.64 is value. Like I just can't get away from that. And with the state the United are in, obviously betting against your own club, it doesn't have to signify disloyalty.
it's
This
just
is about
emotional hedge.
it is an emotional hedge, but ultimately it's about making money. And the smart play here is Chelsea at 2.64.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I got these two teams quite similar for this game. I got Chelsea only 0.2 goals better. So look, I wouldn't be surprised if a little draw comes out. But yeah, I expect Chelsea to be on top.
But if you even if your model suggests Chelsea 0.2 better and the price is 2.64, it's not a million miles off value in some way. Not maybe thin, but it's not a million miles off
Yeah, no,
arguably.
yeah, I agree. Like if you're gonna have a bet on this, I'd probably say Chelsea 0 at 1.9 for a
Yeah.
small bit of value.
Which effectively means draw no bet.
Yeah,
And wouldn't put anybody off going down that angle if you want to play a bit safer as well. Okay, let's talk Fulham versus Brentford. We're going to this one. Um, West London derby, under the lights,
eight
Saturday night,
o'clock.
8 o'clock. Looking forward. You can start with your boys.
No, you start. You start. I want to hear the neutral fans' opinion first.
My opinion is that I was really surprised at Fulham against Leeds. I tipped them up at 1.97 as a banker last show, and the bet landed, but not in the way I expected it to land. I mean, it was really unconvincing. It took a last minute baffling own goal to get them over the line. Um, and I thought Fulham, sorry, were pretty lukewarm. So it's hard to trust them. On the Brentford side, I actually think they can go there and cause problems. I think this is a really difficult one to call. But considering that the odds are so heavily stacked in favour of the home side, if I was playing this anyway, I would play towards Brentford. My feeling is it could be an entertaining 2-2 draw. I worry a bit with Fulham on this Marco Silva at the moment, actually. I thought they started the season really well, but like I said, that last game worried me. So I'm going to stick my neck on the line and say a 2-all draw. So a high scoring draw. And if either side was going to win it, I might even just nudge towards the Bees.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, in terms of this game, I got my model priced up as actually Brentford being very, 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 very small value on plus a half. So basically means Brentford win or draw. But I'm not. It's not enough value to be backing them. I think. Yeah. I think it's like we haven't been great. I think there's been some games we played really well. Chelsea game we played quite well. Although Chelsea kind of had a bit of a rotated team, so I don't think you can look into it too much. Played against Villa midweek in the cup, but again, like it was kind of rotated teams both sides. So I feel like Brentford's still trying to find the form. Yeah, and I think at the moment, probably if I feel like Fulham at the moment, probably at home, are probably a slightly better team, but I can see this being a draw.
I think both teams need to get a result here. Fulham were pretty lacklustre last game, and Brentford were
Yeah.
really disappointing the way they chucked it away at Sunderland. So hopefully both teams go for the
Oh yeah, I
draw.
mean Brentford will be going all out. I think then they're not going to be sit back and hope for a draw.
Good. Hopefully we get a good game. Bournemouth versus Newcastle. Are we going to see Johan Visa get a start in this game? Do you think?
No,
Why?
I mean old mate just Eddie Howe just said he's out till October, middle of
Oh,
October.
sorry. Okay. I was like, what's your insider info into the Newcastle dressing room here? You said that with
Yeah,
such
apparently
such
he's got a real
certainty.
bad injury, and it's not like potentially like end of October, middle of October he'll be back. So they got smashed by Barca, to be honest. XU was a bit closer, but the goals Rashford's another player that left and scored two absolute worldies against
That's all
Newcastle.
this is doing is backing up my thought process that
Another example. Another
under
example.
Amorim they struggle, and as soon as they get out, they start playing. Right?
Yeah, look,
Scott
yeah.
McTominay. There's loads, right? But let's talk about this one.
Yes,
What do you think?
I think my model's got it. It's going to be a draw. It's a very close game. I think both teams have been good, despite Isak leaving and stuff. I think Newcastle's been pretty solid this season. Yeah, I think it's going to be a draw. No bet
Okay.
for me though.
I had a bet last week on Bournemouth versus Brighton. I don't know if you remember. You never
Yeah,
remember my bets,
no,
which was Bournemouth
rubbish.
and Brighton, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. So effectively having both score and then
Yeah,
one more goal. The bet, it was 2-1 in the end, so the bet won. It actually won pretty comfortably. And I think with this game, it's a little bit of a mantra. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Bournemouth are a really entertaining, exciting team. They've done so well. I mean, they were unlucky not to get something in the opening night against Liverpool. They've won every game since. So the job that Iraola's done there, considering he's lost three of his main back four to huge clubs,
yeah.
is
Done really
absolutely
well. Yeah,
outstanding. And I think Antoine Semenyo is still, I know people talk about him. I think they should talk about him more. I think he's an unbelievable player. Um,
look, he's
and
had a good start to the season, but he's last season. I think it's the consistency for him. Last season there was spells where he was really good and then didn't really do much for like 10 games. So I think if he consistently performs this season, he's going to get a big move.
yeah, agree. And I think he will perform in this game. But I think that Newcastle will come here and try and play football as well, just like I thought Brighton would. So the same bet again comes in at odds against again. Both teams to score over 2.5 goals comes in at 2.05. So this is another official tip for me. I think the market has it priced about right. It's tough for Newcastle after a big game like Barcelona to go to the Vitality, which is going to be all action. But I think there will be goals in this. So my official tip is both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Move on to Sunderland, Aston Villa. What are you thinking?
Well, bloody Villa. The first they were the last team to score in England, and they scored against Brentford midweek. And the goal was pretty scrappy. It was quite a big goalkeeper error from us. They still haven't scored. Like in the Premier League, they haven't scored. They've been awful. Saying that, Sunderland haven't been great, even though they beat us. But never mind, we'll sweep that under the carpet. I feel like this. I feel like this could be just another draw. I know it's going to be repetitive for me, but this could be a draw.
You could almost advocate sticking a few of these in a bit of a draw multiple bet then, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, I'm just baffled by Villa. Honestly baffled. I don't get it at all. And maybe it's what I've referred a few times in the podcast of whether Emery has the same enthusiasm this season. No Champions League. A lot of key players that were here on loan have now left, which maybe he wanted to keep. I don't know. Um, at some point they'll click into gear, but I just don't know when, and I don't trust them. The fact that their odds, if we said at the start of the season that by the time this game was played, Villa were odds against, you'd be like, oh my God, I want to bet on that
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the situation is what it is, and even
No,
though they are odds against, I'm unwilling to take them because I don't know if this will be the game that they click into gear or not. Obviously,
yeah,
Stadium of Light is a good ground. The fans will get behind them.
yeah.
Sunderland have kind of, again, they overperformed in the win against West Ham and they left it late against Brentford and things went their way. At some point, they aren't going to win a game. So I think it will be a draw or a Villa win. But again, I wouldn't be wanting to get involved from a betting perspective. We round out the weekend with Arsenal versus Manchester City. And I don't have an official tip, right? But I will say the more that I think about this game, I think Arsenal are going to win comfortably. Like, I do. Um, I don't think they'll put them to the sword because they might not need to, but it will be like a 2-0 win, like one in each half. I just think City were the result against United on paper looks good.
Yeah,
But if you
but
actually
it's
watch
oh
that game,
yeah,
they didn't play that well. Like they let United take the impetus of large parts of that game. United got into some great positions, and if it had been a better side than United, there's no doubt that they would have caused City problems. Absolutely no doubt. City do not have the same authority and are playing with the same uh, control the likes of Arsenal are playing with. I think Arsenal have such a strong squad. Zubimendi looks a player. Rodri does not look the same player. I just think, and you know how big I am on midfield battles, I just think that Arsenal will win this game with minimal fuss and be comfortable.
uh, I think there's some bit of value on City. You know,
Okay.
uh, I think there's value on, but I'm not gonna place the bet. It's not gonna be an official bet. But if I was gonna bet this game, I'll do City plus a half at evens. I think they can easily go there and get a draw.
Okay.
So
Is
it's
it in?
yeah, basically draw, win. City. I think City going away to Arsenal odds of 4. That's massive. I know they haven't been great this season, but look, I mean, Arsenal haven't exactly been great, have they? I mean, they've barely created any XG that's not set pieces. I think for them to be 1.9 is a bit too short for me.
Okay.
So
Fair.
on that basis, I think I know it's going against the grain of a lot of people. A lot of people are back in saying Arsenal just going to do well and control the game, etc. But it's going to be an entertaining game, and I can see this. I can see this being a draw. To be honest,
Fair. I think it'll be entertaining, maybe not for the football, but for the feistiness. I think
yeah. I
it's
mean,
be.
I can't wait to watch it. It's going to be quality. I can't
I
wait
think
for
it'll be.
see Arteta crying about some random excuse, like bring out some random injuries or whatever.
Please make sure all the footballs are up to the required standard. But I wouldn't put anyone else. Sorry, I wouldn't put anyone off looking at cards in this game either. It's not an official tip, but we know what happens when Haaland and Gabriel come together. Um, and Haaland might just find himself getting a little bit frustrated. So I wouldn't put anybody off a Haaland booking in this game. And I think that things will get rowdy in the middle of the park and from in the Haaland Gabriel battle. The Arsenal defenders will be winding him up at every opportunity. Right now, he's feeling good. He played well against United, actually, and he showed a lot more than he usually does. He showed a willingness to get involved in all areas of the pitch, which he wasn't doing last season, the season before. His touches equal goals. And right now, he's in his own box. He's making clearing headers. He's beating up his teammates. He looks like he's got an appetite to become an all-round centre forward, and that's admirable. But I think that we can start to look at that being a bit overzealous, particularly in a game when we know how much he hates Gabriel. who's going to be winding him up. So looking at the
Yeah,
Haaland,
but it's going to work both ways, isn't it?
yeah, but I think that ultimately with Haaland, who is going to be Gabriel has lots of support around him in that instance, whereas the number nine can be a bit of a lonely position sometimes. I
Yeah,
just think
true. But then if he winds up the defender, the defender's more at risk of getting punished, right? Like in terms of like giving away free kick, dangerous position, or penalty, or anything like that.
I don't entirely disagree, and I wouldn't put anybody off backing a Gabriel card either. For me, I think Haaland is the more likely, and but Gabriel has a track record, right? He's been sent in these games before. He's been booked, so I'm not against either way. Maybe it's I haven't looked at the prices for this, I confess, but maybe it's worth looking at the prices for
Card
both
each.
card each combined. Well, a nice juicy little double that would be. So it should be a good watch. I fully agree with you. Let's recap. Let's know your two tips again. We're so excited to hear.
Yeah, it's Brighton minus a quarter and Palace minus a quarter. So basically, what that means is if it's a draw, you get half your money back, and then so you just need the team to win. So a bit of insurance there. So yeah, I'm pretty confident
Cool. And
this week.
remember, we've done our Stakehouse strategy episodes pre-season. So if you want a deeper dive into the Asian handicap model, Lucas has laid it all out like the pro that he is in terms of looking at different prices and different margins and lines to give you a really good insight in terms of getting a thorough understanding there because it can prove a very optimal way of betting, meaning that even if you're not spot on with your prediction, you can still win half, have a refund, lose half, and different things
Yeah, a
like
bit
this.
of
So it's
insurance.
absolutely, from my perspective, I've got four official tips. Lucas will hit on them as we go through them, I'm sure. I have got Everton with both teams to score as a rogue
Horrendous.
shout.
Nah, I'm joking. No, it's not. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
It's rogue, isn't it? And I'm not putting all. I'm not fully relying on it, but let's see. I'm tipping Forest at 2.26 away at Burnley. I'm tipping Chelsea with probably. I might even have Chelsea registered as my nap. Away United at 2.64. And Bournemouth, Newcastle, both teams to score, and over 2.5 goals at 2.05. So that's it. The Premier League back in full flow. Enjoy the next 3 game weeks because after that, there's yet another international break. So
Whoop,
cherish these
whoop.
weekends while we have them. Don't forget to get your fantasy teams done in time for the Saturday morning deadline.
Why
Don't forget.
you why you why are you saying that?
Why not? It's good. We're interested in equality. Let's keep it fair. Let's help people out. We're here to look after our listeners. Make sure that in return you give us 5 stars from whichever platform you're listening on. We do really, really appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the football and take care of yourselves.
Cheers.